There are many professions in the world that we're familiar with, but there are also many professions that you've never heard of. Did you know that you can make money just by breathing in air? And that people tasting cat food make more money in the United States than firemen and teachers? You can even get money for just living on a beautiful island. This is Infinity, and in this episode, I'll tell you about these and other of the strangest and most unusual professions and jobs that pay well. Amazingly, in the 21st century, you can get paid just for breathing. Not exactly just, though. An air taster is a real profession that appeared in China not so long ago. The Celestial Empire is known for its solution, so such a profession has been asking for a long time. A few years ago, the Shijiazhuang city's municipality of the Hebei province announced the recruitment for public service of people with a keen sense of smell to determine the level of air pollution. Their duties include tasting the air and identifying existing environmental problems and their source based on smell. Tasters can earn up to $22,000 a year. Not bad considering all you need for the job is a keen sense of smell, avoidance of spicy food and perfumes, and no smoking. China is associated not only with dirty air but also with fortune cookies. All of you probably cracked these cookies at least once and read what's written on the precious paper. But have you ever stopped to think who's writing these fortunes? At first sight, it seems that the work is so easy that even a schoolboy can do it. But the predictions need to be original. That's why the manufacturers hire marketers and even writers for this purpose. They're paid handsomely. In addition, about 3 billion fortune cookies are produced each year, which means that the industry needs a lot of astute writers who will be well paid. Ear cleaner. An ear cleaner is another strange profession common in China and other Asian countries, including India. Although the locals themselves wouldn't include ear cleaners in the top strange professions, for them they're as familiar as janitors or sales clerks are for us. In fact, an ear cleaner does what everyone's guessed. They clean the ears of those who want it. But they do it much better than you do at home with a cotton swab, so the salary of such specialists is not bad. Street ear cleaners don't get much, but the real professionals can make up to $50,000 a year. To live on a luxury island and get $20,000 a month for it? What is that if not a dream job? That's the job Ben Southall got for himself. He made headlines in 2009 after being selected from 34,000 applicants to be the caretaker of Hamilton Island in the Great Barrier Reef. For 6 months, Ben looked after the island, feeding the local animals, keeping an eye on the reef, and blogging about the local beauty to attract tourists. Ben earned about $120,000 in 6 months, and after his contract expired, he didn't return to his home country of Great Britain, but had a relationship with a girl with whom he traveled almost the entire world together. Passenger pusher. While Ben was chilling on a big, spacious Australian island, the Japanese subways were jammed. In fact, nothing has changed to this day. You can still see the crush on the Japanese subway. There are too many passengers and not enough trains, so there are pushers on duty in the stations. The duty of these people, called oshiya in Japan, is to masterly force all passengers into the trains so that no one suffocates or gets hurt. They earn about $25,000 a year for pushing and shoving people. The only thing I wonder is how to get out of the middle of such a crowd for a person who needs to get off at the next station. Cheese listener. No, it's not the name of a new punk rock band. There is literally a profession of listening to cheese. You know about a Parmesan cheese, right? The process of making this cheese takes about 3 years and has many nuances. One of them is that you have to listen to the cheese in the literal sense of the word. To determine how long the product needs to ripen and to assess its quality, specially trained people tap on the head of the cheese with a silver mallet and listen to the timbre of the resulting sound. The more sonorous the cheese, the better it is. The work involves a high degree of responsibility and a sense of pitch. They pay good money for it, a minimum of $1,500 a month. In my opinion, it's one of the most creative jobs associated with food. Olive oil police officer. Sounds like the name of an art house movie or a Twitter nickname, doesn't it? But it's an absolutely real profession, which is popular in Italy. Italy is famous not only for Parmesan, but also for olive oil, which is often counterfeited. To prevent counterfeiting and ensure consumer safety, industries and firms hire olive oil police officers. These people are as much law enforcement officers as those who keep watch on the streets or in the investigative offices. They go to stores, cafes, and restaurants, assess olive oil for color, taste, and smell, and ruthlessly seize goods of entire batches if they smell a fake. In the first year of service, olive cops received up to $21,000 a year. Then their salary grows with seniority and merit. Experienced officers get from $33,000 and more. If you want to become an olive cop, you'll have to take a training course at the Italian Police Academy. Italy is famous not only for its cuisine, but also for its fashion. You can find quite a few fashion houses here, and each of them is full of different things. For each thing, you have to come up with a cool name, and for this, they hire the clothes namers. Sometimes they're called dress namers. Their only responsibility is to come up with a cool and unusual name for an expensive item so that it sells better. Write in the comments your thoughts for the names of different fashion clothes, and we'll go on. Dice expert. Next, we have such an unusual profession. It turns out that it's very much in demand. Dice experts can be hired by the manufacturers of dice, the state authorities wishing to prevent possible violations from the casinos, or the gambling establishments themselves in order to confirm their trustworthiness. The task of the professional is to make sure that all sides of the dice are the same, and that the odds of each side being rolled are equal. Dice expert must evaluate the cube and verify that there are no chips, beveled edges, or other flaws, and that the weight of the two cubes is the same. If defective, dice are recalled from the batch. If defects were discovered after the dice were rolled in the casino could pay a hefty fine. Normally, dice are tested by experts before they're given to the players. However, if the players have any doubts during the game, they can call in an expert to check directly during the game. Chiropractor. A chiropractor is a case here where it's difficult to understand the essence of the profession based on its name. In essence, a chiropractor is a bone setter, only their range of tasks is broader. A chiropractor not only inserts joints and treats bones, but also cures muscle disorders. A chiropractor performs all kinds of manipulations on the patient's limbs, neck, and back, identifies the problem area, and literally fixes the person with a couple of movements. From the outside, it seems a simple task, but for these couple of movements, you have to learn and practice for a long time. A chiropractor can not only fix a person, but can also cause serious harm, which is why only experienced and responsible people should become chiropractors. The salary for such a responsible profession is appropriate. In the USA, the salary can be up to $215,000 a year. Bed warmer. At the Holiday Inn hotels in London and Manchester, you can find unusual specialists who heat the bed. The specialist lies down in the guest's bed and warms it before the guest goes to bed. The reason for the emergence of such an unusual modern profession was the study of Edinburgh Sleep Center. According to it, a cold bed inhibits a good sleep, and the warm one promotes proper rest. Would you like to get such a job? If not, maybe the salary will change your mind. Bed warmers make up to $78,000 a year. That's about as much as a pet food taster earns. Every product has to undergo quality control. Animals cannot tell if Whiskas or pedigree is good, so people with developed taste buds and mental stability are hired for this purpose. They taste the pet food, analyze taste and flavor, reject or accept the product, and decide on certain changes to the recipe. There are not many people who are willing to eat cat or dog food with a spoon. There are even fewer who have developed taste buds or have a degree in veterinary medicine, biology, or food processing. There are few top pet food tasters on the market, so they're highly regarded. They're paid up to $75,000 a year and sometimes as much as $100,000 annually. This is much more than the salary of a teacher or firefighter in Western countries. Egg sniffer. Chicken egg sniffers are usually hired by pastry shops, restaurants, or large confectionery factories. Tiramisu, panna cotta, semifreddo, creams, puddings, and more are all made with raw chicken eggs. So the product must be perfect for the products to turn out excellent. And in general, chicken eggs are one of the most popular products in the world. So egg sniffers have an important job to do. They sniff the eggs, determine their freshness, and test them to see if they can be eaten, though it remains a mystery how one qualifies for such a job. Packing for a trip is pretty monotonous and boring, especially if you have to pack your child's clothes for a trip to summer camp. Rich New York moms got tired of such packing and invented a new profession, the suitcase packer. This is a trained person who's willing to come to their customer's house and carefully pack clothes for the trip according to a list. In New York City, such specialists usually pack children's clothes for children's camps, but they can also help adults pack clothes for a trip abroad or on a business trip around the country. $250 an hour and your suitcase will be packed. Dream Seller. Each of us has wishes and dreams. Some dream of steering a ship at sea. Some dream of performing at a concert, and some dream of meeting their idol or setting a world record. All that's possible. You don't have to walk a long way to your dream. All you have to do is contract a dream seller. There are agencies in the world which are ready to fulfill almost any dream or desire of their customers. Become a ship captain or pirate for a day. Have dinner with a celebrity. Bungee jump from a skyscraper. A dream seller can fulfill almost any wish within reason. However, you'll have to loosen your purse strings. People of this profession ask a minimum of $150,000. But the dream is probably worth it. You often want to share your dreams. But what if you don't have someone you can tell your dreams to? You can turn to an interlocutor. In the heart of Japan and bustling Tokyo, there are professional interlocutors. They usually sit in booths in busy areas of the capital. For a fee, they're willing to listen to any person who will pour their heart out to them. The interlocutor will listen to all the problems and maybe even suggest something. That's all, guys. Tell me about your dream job in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you later.